my name is Harry Day and this is my FMP presentation. So, as you can see on the board, my project is going to be a tribute to the British blues guitarist Jeff Beck. But before I get into the project, I think it's important that we have a look at what I'm going to be emulating. So, moving on to the context, there are four main aims that I have for my project. So firstly, I'd like to create a live recorded performance. I think this is going to be a great culmination of my skills doing production, both in the sound and visual aspects. So the next aim that I'm looking to do is going to be playing as part of a live band. So, as you can see, one of my skills is guitar playing, so having had a lot of experience both at college and externally from college doing other projects, I'd like to play as part of a live band. As I talked about earlier, one of the other aims is going to be production, so it's going to be editing the audio and the visuals for the recording. And then finally, I think it's going to be important for me and my reputation, as well as being able to take something forward that I'm proud of, is releasing the recording of the performance onto social media platforms and YouTube. So this FMP, as I said, is going to be a culmination of all the different skills that I've learnt throughout being at college for the 2 years. So that's going to include everything from sound engineering, guitar playing, mixing and mastering Logic tracks, recording with Logic, and editing visuals with DaVinci software and Photoshop. So, proposed research, there are three main areas that I would like to get marked on. So it'll be sound engineering, guitar playing, and visual editing. So there are two different types of research, primary and secondary. For my primary, there are 3 interviews I'm going to carry out. For the sound engineering, the first of which is going to be with local sound engineer Dom Smith. So Dom works at the Brickyard and he does other external gigs at the Source. I'm specifically going to be video interviewing him questions about how to set up a live band recording and how it would be best to capture the sound of that into recording into Logic. And then for my visuals primary research, I'm going to be talking to Paddy Sweeney. He's one of the media tutors at the college, and that's specifically going to be how I can capture the visuals of the performance and how I can edit all of it using certain software. And then finally, for my guitar playing primary research, I'm going to be interviewing a Cumbrian-based blues guitarist, Christian Sharp, and it's specifically going to be on techniques of guitar playing used by Jeff Beck and the style of blues guitar playing that he does. So I'll have questions about technique, the sort of sound he uses. And moving on to the secondary research, for the sound engineering side, I'm going to be looking into the recording techniques specifically used to record Jeff Beck in the studio. So that'll be everything from microphone setup, what sort of EQs, compressors were used. And then for the visual research, I want to really dive deep into the visual performances and the live performances that Jeff Beck has done. So it'll be looking at what type of lighting is used, what type of effects, whether it be lasers, smoke, anything that really adds to the performance, and analysing and looking at a couple of different performances that are really famous. And then for the guitar research, I'm specifically going to be looking at the sort of gear that Jeff Beck would use. So that's everything from guitars, pedals, amps, any off-board effects that will be using rack gear. But those are the 3 different secondary research areas that I'm going to be looking into. So for problem solving, one of the things that I carried out was a SWOT analysis. So I took my strengths, weaknesses and opportunities and threats, and I've analysed them, put them into a table. So here are just a couple of the basic ones. So for strengths, as I said, I'm already a guitar player, so it benefits me to perform for this project. Over the 2 years of doing this course at college, sound engineering has been one of the big things as a production student that I've really looked into and really focused on. Everything from doing gigs to helping with media stuff, and then the other one is recording in the studio with Logic Pro X. So that's something that I can do both at home and at college, and I've had a lot of experience recording different bands, live recordings of Logic, which will be what I'm aiming to do for this project. For my weaknesses, it's more about work habits than anything, so overworking, stressing about deadlines, and usually deliberating on specific parts of the project. So it'll be going either too in depth or not enough depth for certain parts. And then the opportunities, because this is kind of it's a multifaceted project, it's going to give me the opportunity to work with others, whether that be the people that I'm interviewing or the people that I'll be in the band with. And then obviously, as I say, this gives me the opportunity to develop all of my performance and my production skills that I've developed, and I will also be able to create work and take it for a digital portfolio which I can use in the future. So, because there are lots of different elements to this project, threats-wise, well, there's a lot of audio recording that's going to be happening, so there could be issues with that recording. There could also be an issue with the band and people not showing up to rehearsals or learning parts. And then there's the obvious one, because it's going to be visually recorded, if the visuals don't record, then there's only going to be audio for it. So this is going to have to require me to do tests, make sure that I've got people monitoring the audio and the visuals when the performance is being recorded. But that's everything for the problem solving section. So for the planning and production, this is my Gantt chart. So there are 7 different phases to my project. Phase 1, the proposal. This is the part that we're currently just coming towards the end of. So I've completed all of my context, my proposed research,